told you I wanted Babe gone. I thought we finally understood each other.
I do understand, son. But I think it would be best for the family.
I am family. What about what's best for me?
I just wanted to be here for you, for our marriage.
You bought this load. You trying to ambush me?
It's not a load, Jay.
Hey, calm down.
Really, sweetheart.
Then you need to get Babe out.
All right, that's it. Let's get him back on the bus. There's no way this patient can recover.
I'm swamped. We'll do this another time. Move it.
But I'm here now.
Sean, whatever's on your mind, it's just going to have to wait till a much more appropriate time. Hey! Have you lost your mind? What the heck was that?
That was goodbye.
You and I have some unfinished business.
Maybe we should talk about this in the other room. I mean, you guys have already had a rough enough time as it is.
No, Ryan, we hear this together.
Okay, yeah. So what do you got?
The coroner on the talk screen. She died of a drug overdose.
What?
No, that's not possible. No way.
Was Simone on medication that we didn't know about?
It's a drug used by vets. And proper dosage in situations, not lethal, but apparently it's found a new audience called VTAC.
Oh, I've heard of that. It's like a club drug for party animals, but it's not that popular. The death factor kind of crimps the ride.
You telling me Simone was partying with us?
That doesn't make any sense. Simone on drugs?
No, I'm telling you, Simone's only drug of choice was what it's always been. Chocolate. That's it. This is wrong. The coroner's wrong.
Maybe she took it accidentally. Maybe...
Or maybe somebody gave it to her on purpose.
Ugly business, that, isn't it? It's a real shame about Simone. It's going to be hard on everyone. It really makes you reevaluate things, doesn't it?
Aiden, when I thought Annie was going to lose Emma, I took it way too far.
Same here. It really felt like Tad and Dixie. We're so close to finding Kate, I almost lost it with anyone that got in my way.
Hey, it's over now.
Yeah, everyone's back in their own little corner. Me and you used to be in that same corner. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do. Things were a hell of a lot better then.
Yes, they were. And things can be that way again. Something comes up, me and you can take it on.
Same corner?
Yeah, that way. You won't run the risk of me hurting you next time.
Who's to say I wouldn't hurt you?
I want to know why, I want to know how, and I want someone to pay.
If that bizarre display was goodbye, what are you still doing here? I mean, shouldn't you be at school?
When I leave, it won't be the physics. It'll be into the great unknown.
Calculus?
Funny, your sense of humor. Gonna miss that. When I walk out that door, it's forever.
Are you leaving town?
You wanted it. You got it.
Does your Uncle Jack know about these plans?
He doesn't need to. Uncle Jack will clue in when you move back home, with me out of the way. You know, I'd like to stay and help you pack, but I have places to be.
Sean. You can't possibly believe that you're the reason for the problems I have with Jack.
I'm Barbara's spawn. Okay, put on this earth to save my sister's life and to tank marriages. No one does it better.
Sean, there are so many
But my
reasons.
dad loved you. He lost you because of me. Casa del Montgomery wasn't always Happyville. Ask Bianca. But he stayed. He stayed. He gave up love and happiness for me. And then he died. And I'm not gonna let the same thing happen to my Uncle Jack. Stop! I'm not leaving.
This craziness is the last thing you need. Tension, stress, anger, it amps your pain and it threatens your recovery.
Look, I'll deal with it. I'm fine.
Well, what do I know? I'm just a nurse. Let's get him settled in.
Look, I'll be fine as soon as Babe leaves. Just make it happen, Dad.
Be instant, sweetie, okay?
Maybe this was a bad idea. If me being here is going to make him worse.
Finally. Step up and do the right thing.
Colby, honey, do you have any homework you could be doing, or maybe go back to school?
You want me anywhere but here. I get it.
Just don't talk her out of leaving, okay?
When I found Simone, she was so still and so cold. And a few hours earlier, she was grumping around the office on all sparks. And then out of nowhere, she's dead. One heartbeat. Life is too short, and there's been way too much suffering. And I thought that maybe I could fix it for JR and me, but maybe I was wrong.
You did your best, babe.
Crystal, would you mind? Can I talk to her for a little while? Come on.
Babe's right about one thing. There's too much suffering.
If Babe's not gone,
You keep blowing up, you're going to end up in the hospital.
I'll manage.
You better get that BP down. Or
what?
Listen to her, JR.
Look, I know Julia was some big help on that boat looking for Babe. But that was when I could walk away if there was something I didn't like that came out of her mouth. You know, you need to get your woman in check.
How about you get yourself in check and you do it now?
Why don't you get the hell out of here and take her with you?
Is this the part where I'm supposed to feel sorry for you? Because I don't. You did this to yourself. You're the reason you're in pain. Now, Julia can make that pain better. So how about you show her a little respect and maybe a little gratitude? She doesn't have to be here. I'm sure she has better things to do. And she sure as hell doesn't have to listen to your crap, so shut the hell up. Or there's going to be nothing left in this room but you and your pain. It's up to you.
silence. I'll take it. Well, how about we release some of those endorphins and relieve some of the pain, huh? Your hand, please.
You want to take away the pain? Get Babe Carrie out of my house.
I thought that this would work. I thought that if JR saw that I wasn't going anywhere, that he would give just enough that we could work through things. But I guess I was wrong. And I should go. But I can't go. I can't leave little Adam here. Simone died without a husband. And without a baby, all alone. And I'm not going to give up on my family, but then at the same time, I don't want to take JR's away from him, so what am I supposed to do?
Well, maybe JR has had it too easy. I mean, when things have gotten difficult, what has he done? He's turned to drugs, alcohol. He took a steamer around the world rather than face his problems.
Yeah, and he brought back an even bigger one.
He's hurt himself, and he's hurt a lot of people who care about him. But this time, he can't run. And as painful as it is to see him in that bed and in pain and dependent, maybe now he will finally learn what it is to stay and fight.
He could also fight me right out of the house.
Well, JR is pretty stubborn, I agree. But so are you. And with everything that you've been through and everything that you've done to each other, any other woman would have given up on my son a long time ago.
He's never given up on me either. But now I'm not so sure.
Now, I'm really sorry about your friend Simone and that she died all by herself. But you're right. Nobody should have to die that way. And nobody should have to live that way either.
Well, I've done what I can for now. The rest is up to you.
Just
Try to stay relaxed and breathe through the pain.
How can I relax when I know Babe's on the other side of that door?
An amazing, generous, funny woman just died last night. And here you are, still breathing. So shut up and be grateful.
How is he?
Dissipated.
Feeling better. Thanks to Julia.
I'd like a moment with him.
Relaxed and calm.
Son, I want you to
Get
know.
out.
Like hell I will.
I'm not going to give up on my family. If I walked out right now, JR might never trust anyone ever again, and it would be all my fault.
Wait a second. I mean, is that the reason that you're here? Because you want to fix JR? Because if that's it, that's not going to work. You should just leave right now. If you are here for any other reason than love, JR will know it. And you will cause more damage than your affair ever did.
You can't just chase me off.
You're a traitor.
Babe hurt you.
Yes, she did.
Lied to you.
More than once.
Betrayed you.
Like clockwork.
Slept with another man.
It's not the first time.
And you still love her.
Love is a waste. It gets in your head. It jacks up your life.
Yeah. And you still love her.
I did love Babe. Completely. And I was proud of myself for believing only her. I didn't listen to anybody but Babe. And just when I thought that I had a grasp on this love, she was busy ripping her clothes off, sleeping with Josh.
I'm sorry she caused you such pain, son.
No, it's my fault. I forgot who I was, who raised me. Never forgive, never forget.
There are some exceptions to that rule.
No, there are no exceptions. Those are your words. Until now. Why is that? I mean, if you love me so much, why is Babe still here? Why are you siding with her?
No, I'm siding with you, son. Now, maybe you're not ready to forgive Babe.
That'll never happen.
But her love is real. If it wasn't, she would have packed up and run away with little Adam a long time ago.
You're such an idiot. I should have never signed over custody to her.
I have custody. Temporarily.
You do? You did it?
That's what you wanted.
Well, then finish it. Get rid of her.
She refuses to go.
Since when does that stop you? Get the Chandler security to throw her out.
But she's not here to torment you. She's here to fight for you and your marriage. A woman who loves that hard
deserves another chance. Since when did you start talking like a romance advice columnist? What happened to you? So Crystal hijacked your brains and your stones? If Crystal cheated on you, would you let her stay?
You going somewhere?
Not me.
Those better not be Babes.
Well, you heard her. She said she was leaving. The least I could do.
You know darn well that she doesn't want to go anywhere, Colby.
Well, what she wants and what my dad's going to do. I got one more.
Would you stop and listen? Now, we agreed that you weren't to blame for JR's accident, but Babe isn't either. JR did this to himself.
He almost died. He could barely move.
Which is why he doesn't need us fussing and pecking at each other. This is the part where we get over it. We pull together and we work it out. Do you understand?
Uncle Jack does not deserve to lose out the way my dad did.
Sean. Travis and I had problems before you were even conceived.
He loves you.
And he also loved your mother.
I mean, Travis married Barbara before and after he married me.
Yeah, but he was happy with you.
You know, it wasn't always Happyville. Marriage, relationships, they are very complicated, and no one thing and no one person makes a marriage work or not. You weren't the end of Travis and me, and you aren't the end of Jack and me.
You're just being nice.
Sean, I'm not known for just being nice. So when I tell you that, you can believe me. You are not the reason for the problems I have with Jack. Really. There's no reason for you to leave town.
So, you and Uncle Jack, the whole crash and burn, not my fault.
That's right.
So, is it because of the other guy?
Lunch is served.
Something has got to be done. I've got to do something. This isn't right.
So why? Your fix everything for everybody gene just kicked in?
Simone died of a drug overdose.
Of what? An overdose?
Are you sure?
It's called a VTAC. And Simone had to have gotten the drug from someone.
You're just gonna go find out who?
Yeah. Okay, now, remember a while back, you caught some guy in here trying to drug a woman, slip rupees in her drink, right? Now, I know you guys try to monitor customers, but you know that a couple of people are coming in here high and getting lit in the bathroom, and somebody is supplying them.
So you think that Simone bought that VTAC drug in here?
I think that if Simone was unhappy or stressed or, you know, missing Ethan, I think she might have wanted to get away from that for a little while. But somebody had to give her that drug. Now, I want to know who is the drug pusher that killed Simone.
What are you sorry about?
Just tell them.
There are so many things to be sorry for. Where do I begin? Where does it stop?
Why don't you begin right here? Did you give Simone the drug that killed her?
Wait, no, that is not what Zarf is sorry for.
How do you know?
He's sorry for upsetting us earlier.
Is that true?
What I said about Simone's death, my beliefs, not yours. I shouldn't have forced them on you.
What do you believe about Simone's death?
No, don't even get him started on this whole life or death woo-woo thing that he does. Now, our friend just died of a drug overdose. What do you know about it?
That aura is getting darker by the minute. But I'll ignore it. One of the purest auras I've ever experienced has reminded me that one person's beliefs are another person's woo-woo.
Why don't we try and stay on track here? You may be the last person to have seen Simone alive.
Alive, as defined by this world.
No.
But enough said. Again, I apologize if my views upset you.
Hey, is that the only thing you're sorry for?
There are so many things to be sorry for. What I most regret is that Simone turned me down. If she had accepted my proposition, perhaps she'd still be alive.
If you don't think that I can fix this, then help me find the scum who sold Simone the VTAC.
And if we find them?
You guys do whatever you want to him. First, I want to tell him what an amazing woman Simone was. So at a table right over there, she called me family. Me. And we were. Just... Nobody hurts my family and gets away with it.
Open the place up.
Listen, you can't undo what has happened. And what happened is not your fault. So no guilt and no blame, okay?
I just wish she was still here.
So do I.
Sure thing.
You deserve some caffeine. With a shot.
And some whipped cream.
After surviving the Chandler house, you can have anything you want.
Okay. All right. We are family.
Could you say it without the smirk and the eye rolling, Colby? Because I know you have it in you to be kind and decent and loving. I see it when you're with your father. I see it when you're with your brother. Now, it's not so terrible to share it with all the people who care about you.
I'm sorry. I go 0 to Brett, and I don't even mean to. Well, most of the time.
Apology accepted. But I'm not the one who needs to hear it.
If Crystal was sleeping with another man, would you forgive her? Would you let her stay?
I don't know.
Then why are you preaching to me about Babe staying?
Because your father knows what you don't. Your heart is bigger than his will ever be. That's why it breaks so easily. You may have the Chandler eyes and the Chandler drive, but baby, you have my heart. I'm so sorry for the pain that it causes you. But I am very proud of the man it's helping you become.
You haven't eaten, am I right? Well, that much hasn't changed, so I thought I'd remind you.
With some of my favorites.
You still prefer creme fraiche?
You think of everything.
What a guy.
For a jackass.
Sean, it really was very sweet of you to stop by, but I'd hate for you to miss any more school on my account.
Oh no, you know what? We're in luck. Lunch break just started. I'm starving.